Ian Machado Garry, or you could call him Ian the Vegan Garry, because there's been a whole thing all over Twitter, right? And Ian is copping a bit of shit for it. And he shouldn't, but he is, right? Because, you know, there's some stuff, if you go back a few years, where people were talking crap about Ian Garry, the fact that he lived with his wife's ex-husband, nutritionist, all that shit. You remember that. It's got nothing to do with it. Ian's a great guy, and he's a formidable opponent for Islam Makhachev. And even Khabib Nurmagomedov is worried about Ian Garry and how well he's going to do, because Islam's turning 35 years old, okay? And there's this whole curse about when you hit 35, you struggle to win fights and this and that. Although Alexander Volkanovski did break that myth, and this isn't even at lightweight anymore. It's at welterweight, so none of that matters. And he's not even 35 yet. He'll be 35 in October. But Ian Garry does possess some unique threats.
The sky's the limit as to how far he's going to go. My opinion is I think he's bordering on close to being the greatest of all time. You know, this win, hopefully we get by this one and then one more. Then I don't know if there's going to be any question on who's the greatest fighter of all time. I think that Islam Makhachev should be considered in that picture, you know, in my opinion. My point exactly, you know, it's kind of hard not to put him in that conversation. Look at all the records he holds. If he wins this one, you know, which we can't say we're going to win 100% because nothing's 100%. Ian Garry is a tough customer, but I feel we're going to win, and I feel Islam's going to dominate. But when that happens, like I'm expecting he's going to be in that picture. Everybody's going to be saying that about him, and they should, rightfully so. He would have proven it, you know, by his performance on August 15th. He's going to prove.
The road to UFC 330 has become even more fascinating after former UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping weighed in on one of the biggest questions in mixed martial arts today.
That Makhachev hasn't faced before. Now, the vegan stuff. Let's just watch this clip real quick. It's a minute long, and let's be honest, he's probably getting paid a fortune by Peter for it. And God bless him, Peter, whatever. Right, let's watch the video.
Can Ian Machado Garry, often referred to by fans as Ian the Vegan, actually defeat Islam Makhachev? It is a matchup that almost nobody would have predicted just a few years ago. Yet here we are discussing one of the most technically gifted strikers in the welterweight division, taking on a man many consider the most complete fighter on the planet.
Now, Islam does have the capabilities to get rid of Ian fast. I don't know that Ian has the capabilities to get rid of Islam fast. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to my partners over at DraftKings who believe if Ian Garry is going to win, he's more likely to win by knockout than anything else, I don't agree. I believe he needs to win 3 rounds. I believe he can spot Islam too. And I believe we got to go to the cards. I think that is Gary's most likely way to win.
Bisping's reaction has sparked debate across the MMA world because this fight represents more than just champion versus challenger. It is a clash of philosophies, styles, and generations of martial arts.
Islam speaking about this fight where he called it the Timu version of McGregor versus Khabib. He's talking about Garry being a runner.
I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know.
So Islam almost trying to challenge his ego to make him fight the fight that would suit him. It's obviously smart on Islam's behalf because at the end of the day, this is going to be a very difficult fight because through it all, right, Garry is a very big guy for the weight class, very tall.
One fighter believes movement, precision, and calculated striking can solve almost any puzzle. The other has built his career on pressure, control, suffocating grappling, and an ability to make elite opponents look ordinary. As UFC 330 approaches, fans are asking the same question.
He can move around for 25 minutes if need be, which could cause issues for Islam. He'll be a short on his time, and Garry won't be stationary standing in front of him. It is a very hard fight. This fight will be determined by what happens in the beginning of the fight. If Garry is able to stay upright for the first round, it could be a long night for Islam.
Is Ian Garry truly the man capable of stopping Islam Makhachev? Or is he simply the next name destined to fall before one of the greatest fighters of this era? Michael Bisping has never been afraid to give an honest opinion, and when discussing this matchup, he acknowledged that Garry possesses several qualities that make him a dangerous opponent. Bisping praised Garry's intelligence inside the octagon, pointing out that the Irish contender rarely wastes movement or throws reckless combinations.
Ian Garry's going to get the job done. Winning this fight is coming in there with that confidence and taking away Islam's confidence by going out there and not getting taken down in the first few rounds. And
even I saw a video of Khabib talking about how like this is a hard matchup for Islam. Like he said, how lengthy Ian is.
He's fucking big.
That's going to give Islam so many problems. So if he can just be smart, stay at his range, stuff the takedowns in the first round, like
best shot.
Instead, he carefully studies his opponents, constantly adjusts his footwork, and looks for openings that others cannot see. According to Bisping, Garry has developed into one of the smartest tactical fighters in the UFC. His confidence is not built on emotion, but on preparation. Every performance demonstrates a fighter who understands distance, timing, and the importance of making opponents miss before making them pay. Those attributes have carried him through increasingly difficult competition.
You're preparing for another Irishman yourself. What do you make of he as an opponent and kind of carrying on that rivalry between countries?
This is just like a regular opponent. I will try to catch him, take him down. Just what I did with my all opponents. Still, we have 2-0 now. It's gonna be 3-0.
Has Ian any different than your past opponent? He can make the fight slow if he wants to. What do you make of his skill set?
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan. We always see his fight.
Charles Oliveira, he's trained
and transformed him from a promising prospect into a legitimate title contender. However, Bisping also reminded fans that fighting Islam Makhachev is unlike fighting anyone else on the roster. Every opponent enters believing they have found weaknesses.
I know how good Islam Makhachev is. He's 29-1. He's a two-weight division champion. He's the most successful lightweight champion of all time and had the most lightweight defenses of all time. He is tied for the longest consecutive active win streak in UFC history. And that's the man I get to fight to prove that I'm the best in the world. When I beat him, there can be no doubt that I am great.
Every opponent believes they have the speed, power, or grappling necessary to compete. Yet once the cage door closes, Islam somehow forces the fight into his world. His opponents begin cautiously, but within minutes they find themselves backing toward the fence, defending takedowns, fighting for underhooks, and carrying the exhausting weight of one of the strongest grapplers in the sport.
I think Islam will win, but like, you just never know. It's crazy.
I feel like there wasn't this many upsets in the past in UFC.
I know.
Like, it's just impossible to predict now.
It's crazy.
But look, Bisping explained that this is where Islam separates himself from everyone else. It is not simply wrestling. It is the seamless transition between striking, clinch work, trips, body locks, submissions, and relentless positional control. He gives opponents almost no opportunity to settle into a rhythm. Ian Garry, meanwhile, has spent years building a reputation as one of the smoothest strikers in mixed martial arts.
Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, you know. It look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview, you know.
His karate-inspired stance, quick footwork, and long-range attacks allow him to stay just outside danger while landing clean shots. Garry's ability to control distance has frustrated many opponents, forcing them to chase him while absorbing precise counters. His straight right hand, sharp kicks, and excellent timing make him a difficult target. Unlike reckless knockout artists, Garry rarely overcommits. He understands that patience often creates bigger opportunities than aggression. This disciplined style has helped him remain unbeaten against high-level competition.
Yeah, he seems to really respect you and your greatness and everything that you've done, but he also says, he wants to beat you in your own world on the ground, and he's gonna bounce your head off the canvas and stop history from happening. What do you make of this?
Bro, I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, you know. It look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview. He looked very bad in the interview.
And earned praise from analysts who believe his ceiling is still rising. One aspect Bisping emphasized was Garry's fight IQ. Throughout his UFC career, Garry has demonstrated an ability to adapt during fights rather than relying on a single strategy. If opponents pressure aggressively, he circles away and resets. If they hesitate, he increases volume and controls the pace. This flexibility is one reason some fans believe he could present Islam with problems that previous challengers could not. Instead of standing still and allowing Islam to close the distance, Garry is expected to remain constantly in motion, forcing the champion to work harder for every takedown attempt. Still, movement alone may not be enough. Islam Makhachev has spent years proving that elite footwork does not stop his pressure. Fighters with outstanding striking credentials have entered the cage believing they could keep him at range, only to discover that his entries are incredibly difficult to anticipate. Islam often disguises his takedowns behind combinations, forcing opponents to defend punches before suddenly changing levels. Even failed takedowns serve a purpose, because they push opponents toward the fence, where Islam's chain wrestling becomes nearly impossible to escape. Once he secures a body lock, the odds shift dramatically in his favor.